Most people don't set out to destroy their own lives, but the road to ruin, it's paved with tiny, almost imperceptible steps. The chains of habit are too weak to be felt until they are too strong to be broken. Samuel Johnson. There's a brutal, unspoken truth about married women that many men overlook. It's not about morality, weakness, or desire. It's about human nature and how temptation preys on emotional needs rather than physical ones. 1. The hidden void. Why some married women seek attention. Elsewhere, great marriages are partnerships. They thrive on shared values, mutual respect, and consistent connection. Helen Mirren. Even in the strongest marriages, emotional gaps can appear. Some women, despite their vows and best intentions, find themselves drawn to attention outside their marriage. It's not always about lust. Often, it's about the loss of being seen. At the beginning, marriage is rich with connection, late-night talks, shared dreams, feeling desired. But over time, routine creeps in. Conversations shift from romantic to logistical. The spark fades. Passion becomes duty. Indifference, not conflict, is the silent killer of relationships. Dr. John Gottman. She feels invisible. And then it happens. A compliment from a stranger, an engaging conversation, a moment where she feels interesting again. That fleeting attention becomes oxygen after years of emotional suffocation. Psychology calls this the Coolidge effect. Novelty breeds desire. When every day feels the same, even the smallest spark of excitement feels intoxicating. We are most alive when we are in love, but real love means being chosen again and again. F. Scott Fitzgerald. Add to this the loss of identity. Before marriage, she was an individual. After marriage, she becomes someone's wife, someone's mother. Her own sense of self fades. So when another man sees her, truly sees her, it awakens something powerful. 2. The justification game. How the mind rationalizes temptation, and the easiest person to fool is yourself. Richard Feynman. No woman wakes up and says, "Today, I'll betray my marriage." But the descent begins in tiny rationalizations. It's just talking. I'm not doing anything wrong. If my husband paid more attention, I wouldn't need this. Psychologists call this cognitive dissonance. When our actions clash with our beliefs, the brain creates justifications to protect the self-image. At first, it's emotional. Late-night texts, deep conversations, emotional intimacy. But emotional affairs are often more dangerous than physical ones. Why? Because they form deep attachments that quietly erode the marriage foundation. Cheating isn't always physical. The moment you start keeping secrets from your partner, you've already crossed the line. Unknown. Then comes the most dangerous mindset. I deserve this. She convinces herself she's earned the right to feel good again. Years of being ignored, underappreciated, taken for granted. In her mind, it's no longer betrayal. It's justice. 3. The breaking point, when habit becomes a trap. What we do repeatedly, we become. Aristotle. There's always a moment of no return. The first message she shouldn't send. The first meeting as friends. The first touch that lingers. Threshold theory in psychology explains this. Doing it the first time is the hardest. After that, it only gets easier. Romantic attraction activates the same brain pathways as drug addiction. That dopamine rush of new connection becomes a craving. Even if she wants to stop, she finds reasons not to. The guilt fades. She learns to lie. She compartmentalizes. She hides messages. She stops feeling bad. She starts to believe her own lies. Eventually, the marriage becomes the background. The husband becomes the outsider. Her emotional loyalty now belongs to someone else. You never lose by loving. You always lose by holding back. Barbara DeAngelis, at this point, even if the physical line hasn't been crossed, the emotional betrayal is complete. And so, there are only two ways the story ends. She gets caught, she walks away, unable to live a double life. The final truth: married women are not easy prey because they're weak. They're easy prey because they're emotionally starving, and no one sees it. Understand this, and you gain power. The power to spot the signs. The power to recognize emotional erosion. The power to protect yourself. Because once emotional attachment takes hold, logic disappears. And by the time it shows on the surface, the damage has already been done. Until next time, take care, and never be blind to the game again.